Okay, so, you've got that big interview coming up, and you just know that tell me about your resume question is going to pop up.
It always does.
It's like a guaranteed thing, right? And you've probably heard people tell you, go beyond just listing your jobs and skills, right?
Right.
But how do you actually do that without sounding like, some cheesy motivational speaker?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to dive into today.
It really is interesting, how that question just triggers so much anxiety for people. It's almost like a test, right?
Oh, it totally is.
What if we sort of flipped the script, though, and looked at it as an opportunity to showcase what makes you different, what makes you stand out as a professional?
I like that. Turning the tables, making it work for you.
Yeah.
Our sources today all point to this idea of a holistic approach.
Mm-hmm.
But that sounds kind of vague. What's actually different about it?
Well, I think the core idea is that you're not just showcasing your qualifications.
Right.
You're showing the underlying values and the motivations that drive your career choices.
Oh, good.
You're revealing the why behind the what, so to speak.
I like that.
And modern businesses are looking for people who are self-aware and strategic and passionate, not just like a list of skills.
Yeah. So it's less about I spent X years doing Y and more about showing how your experiences connect to like a bigger picture, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
You're not just filling roles, you're actively shaping your career based on this set of core principles.
Okay.
This helps you stand out as somebody who's intentional and driven, not just going through the motions.
But wouldn't that make the answer sound super abstract? How do you ground it in like concrete examples while still getting across those deeper motivations?
Yeah, that's where this structure that's outlined in one of our sources comes in.
Okay.
It breaks down the response into sections.
Okay.
Each of them is designed to highlight a different facet of this holistic approach.
So let's dive into those sections then. It starts with personal intro and professional philosophy. It sounds a bit high-minded. What's the real purpose here?
It's all about grabbing the interviewer's attention and setting the tone right from the start. So instead of just saying your name and your job title, you're using this moment to highlight what really drives you in the professional world.
So for example, instead of just saying, I'm a software engineer, you might say something like, I'm passionate about using technology to solve complex problems that make a real difference in people's lives.
Exactly, yeah. That paints like a more vivid picture of who you are and what you stand for.
Okay.
It shows you're thinking beyond just coding. You're considering the broader impact of your work.
That makes a lot of sense. Then we move into the academic background and key knowledge section.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm guessing this isn't just about listing where you went to school.
Definitely not, no. It's about showcasing the foundation of your knowledge.
Right.
And how it connects to your professional goals.
Right.
So, did you specialize in a particular area? Did you take any extra courses that show your commitment to that continuous learning?
So even if you haven't been in school for years, you can still highlight relevant learning experiences that show you're, keeping your skills sharp.
Absolutely.
That's encouraging.
Mm.
Okay, next up we have practical experience and real-world application. I'm sensing a theme here of connecting the dots between your background and what you bring to the table.
Yeah, you're picking up on it perfectly.
Yeah.
It's where you talk about your accomplishments, but not, in a braggy way.
Right.
You focus on the challenges that you faced, how you overcame them, and what you learned in the process.
So it's like turning your resume bullet points into mini stories
Exactly.
that showcase your abilities in action.
Yep.
And then we move on to technical and human skills. I'm guessing the end is doing some heavy lifting there.
It is. It is. In today's world, that technical expertise is often just expected. What sets you apart are your soft skills.
Yeah.
Communication, teamwork, leadership, adaptability.
Mm-hmm.
These are the qualities that help you thrive in those collaborative, fast-paced environments.
So it's about showcasing that you're not just a coding machine.
Right.
You're also a skilled communicator who can, build relationships and navigate complex team dynamics.
Exactly.
Okay, this next section is intriguing. Future vision and contribution. Are we talking full-on career aspirations here?
Well, I think it's more about aligning your personal goals with the company's mission.
Hmm.
So where do you see yourself contributing in the long term?
Okay,
What kind of impact do you want to make?
I see.
This shows ambition, strategic thinking,
Yeah.
and that you understand the bigger picture.
So it's about showing that you're not just looking for a job, you're looking to be part of something bigger
Right.
and make a real difference. Okay, the final section is lifelong learning and continuous development mindset. I'm sensing a trend here of showcasing proactive growth, not just relying on past credentials.
Exactly, yeah. This section is all about showing that you're committed to, staying ahead of the curve.
Mm-hmm.
So do you read industry blogs, attend conferences, take online courses?
Right.
Mention those things. It shows you're actively invested in your professional development.
That's helpful. So instead of just hoping my past experience speaks for itself, I can actively demonstrate my commitment to growth and adaptability.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm starting to see how these pieces fit together to create a more compelling and multidimensional picture. But I think what our listeners are really craving is to see this in action. Luckily, one of our sources provides an example response.
Perfect, yeah.
Um,
Let's break it down
yeah, let's break it down.
and see how it brings this whole holistic approach to life.
Okay.
What jumps out at you in those opening lines?
Well, it starts with, my name is your name, and I am currently pursuing a degree in business administration at university name.
Mm.
I have a strong passion for innovation, business strategy, and digital transformation. It's not just stating facts, it's highlighting specific areas of interest within their field.
Exactly. It signals like a much deeper level of engagement than just saying, I'm studying business.
Yeah.
It shows they've actually thought about what aspects of the field really excite them.
And then it goes into their professional philosophy. I firmly believe that the business world is constantly evolving, and professionals must be able to adapt, learn, and create a positive impact within organizations and communities. This is where they start to reveal those core values we talked about.
It is, yeah, and it's a really concise way to showcase their mindset
Mm-hmm.
and how they approach their career.
Mm.
They're not just looking for a job, they're looking to make a meaningful contribution.
Okay, now we're getting into the academic background and key knowledge section. Throughout my studies, I have developed a broad understanding of business administration, focusing on areas such as financial management, digital marketing, process optimization, and data analysis. Again, it's not just a list of courses, it's highlighting specific areas of expertise relevant to today's job market.
Yeah, and it shows they've been strategic about their education, choosing areas that align with their interests and their future career goals.
And notice how they weave in those practical skills like data analysis and digital marketing.
Oh, yeah,
Those are highly sought after in today's business world.
absolutely.
Then they move into practical experience and start talking about certifications.
Mhm.
To complement my academic training, I have obtained certifications and mention relevant courses or tools, such as Power BI, Agile methodologies, design thinking, etc., which have enhanced my analytical and problem-solving skills. It's not just listing certifications, it's connecting them to specific skills and how they've benefited their development.
It shows, a really proactive approach to learning beyond their formal education.
Mm-hmm.
And by mentioning those specific certifications, they're signaling their proficiency in tools and methodologies that, employers are looking for.
Then they go on to describe their internship experience. In terms of professional experience, I am currently interning at company name, where I assist and mention key responsibilities, such as project management, financial analysis, marketing strategy development, process improvement, digital tools implementation, etc.
Right.
In this role, I have encountered challenges such as mention a key challenge and have learned to explain how you solved it and what skills you developed. This is where those mini stories start to come to life.
Yeah, they're not just listing tasks. They're describing a specific challenge and how they overcame it, demonstrating problem-solving skills, adaptability. And notice how they connect it back to skill development, showing they're constantly learning and growing. But we'll pick up on that more in part 2 of this deep dive.
Yeah, it's great how they frame their internship not just as doing tasks.
But as actively tackling challenges and learning from them.
Yeah.
That's a subtle but powerful way to showcase that growth mindset.
And it's not all about technical skills, right? The example transitions into those human skills seamlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond my technical skills, I consider my greatest strengths to be mentioned strengths, such as leadership, problem-solving, teamwork, analytical thinking, creativity.
Okay.
I strongly believe that a well-rounded professional should not only master business concepts, but also develop interpersonal skills to communicate effectively and collaborate efficiently in dynamic environments.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, I'm a team player,
Right.
they're explaining why they value collaboration
Yeah.
and how it contributes to success.
Exactly. They're connecting their personal beliefs to their professional approach,
Right.
which just makes it sound more genuine
It does.
and less like they're just checking off boxes.
It also highlights those soft skills without explicitly labeling them as such,
Right.
which feels more natural and less forced.
Ex-
Okay, now let's talk about the future. The example continues. In the long run, my goal is to contribute to the growth and modernization of businesses by implementing innovative strategies. I am particularly interested in the impact of artificial intelligence and automation in business administration and how these tools can optimize efficiency, improve decision-making, and create value both at a corporate and societal level.
Wow.
This takes it beyond just personal ambition.
Yeah.
They're connecting their aspirations to the bigger picture.
It's a great example of showcasing ambition without sounding self-centered.
Right.
They're talking about using their skills to make a positive impact on businesses and society as a whole.
And by mentioning AI and automation, they're showing they're thinking about the future of their field and how they can contribute to its evolution. That's impressive.
It also subtly hints that, they're keeping up with industry trends and they're eager to learn new technologies, which is always a plus.
Finally, we get to the lifelong learning part. To stay ahead in my field, I am committed to continuous learning, keeping up with business and technology trends, participating in innovation and entrepreneurship events, and strengthening my skills through courses and hands-on experiences. I truly believe that the future of business administration is driven not only by technical knowledge, but by adaptability, creativity, and leadership. They're not just saying they're willing to learn, they're given specific examples of how they do it.
That's what makes it believable and impactful.
Yeah.
Instead of just a vague statement, you're demonstrating their commitment to growth with concrete actions.
And they tie it all back to those crucial soft skills, adaptability, creativity, leadership. It's like they've woven a tapestry of their professional journey,
It is.
highlighting all the key elements that make them stand out as a candidate. But what stands out to you about this example as a whole?
What's fascinating to me is how they've managed to, pack so much information into a concise and engaging response. They've touched on their skills, experiences, values, aspirations, without sounding robotic or overwhelming.
It's a great reminder that you don't have to give a long, rambling answer to impress the interviewer.
Exactly.
It's about quality, not quantity.
It is, and it's a testament to the power of this holistic approach.
Yeah.
It lets you present yourself as a well-rounded individual, not just a collection of qualifications.
So for our listeners who are getting ready for their own interviews, how can they take this example and make it their own?
It all starts with self-reflection.
Okay.
Take some time to think about your core values, your passions, and what really motivates you in your career. What are your unique strengths, and how have they shaped your professional journey?
Then it's about connecting those personal insights to the specific role and company you're interviewing for.
Right.
How can your skills and experiences contribute to their success? What value can you bring to the table that other candidates might not?
And don't be afraid to let your personality shine through. Enthusiasm and genuine passion are contagious.
Totally.
And they can make a huge difference in how you come across to the interviewer.
This approach really shifts the dynamic of the interview, doesn't it?
It does.
Instead of just answering their questions, you're presenting yourself as someone who's thought deeply about their career and is ready to make a meaningful contribution.
It's about taking ownership of your narrative and shaping the conversation.
It's also a reminder that tell me about your resume question isn't a test, it's an opportunity.
It is.
To showcase your potential and make the interviewer excited about the possibility of having you on their team.
Absolutely. And it's not just about landing the job.
Right.
It's about setting the foundation for a fulfilling and impactful career.
But how do you keep that momentum going after the interview? This holistic approach seems like it could be valuable throughout your entire career.
Yeah.
Not just during the job search.
That's a great point. By clearly articulating your values, your goals, your aspirations, you're essentially creating a roadmap for your professional journey.
Oh, okay.
It helps you make more informed decisions about the opportunities you pursue and the direction you want to take your career.
It's like you're taking control of your narrative and shaping your own destiny.
And that can be incredibly empowering.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with the final thought-provoking question.
Okay.
Beyond simply landing the job, how can this holistic approach help you shape your entire career? What kind of professional legacy do you want to create? It's a question worth, really pondering, because your career is more than just a series of jobs, right?
It is, yeah. It's an expression of your values, your skills, and your contribution to the world.
I love that. Thinking about your career as a legacy you're building, it gives it so much more meaning, so much more purpose.
It does, and using this holistic approach can really help you stay aligned with that purpose throughout your journey. It's a reminder to regularly check in with yourself and ask, am I still on the path that resonates with my core values? Am I making the impact I want to make?
That's so important because, it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day and lose sight of the bigger picture. But if you have that clear sense of purpose, those guiding principles, it can help you navigate those inevitable career twists and turns with more intention.
Yeah, it's like having an internal compass that guides you towards the work that truly fulfills you.
So as we wrap up this duck dive, I want to encourage our listeners to not just use this holistic approach for their next interview, but to really internalize it as a way of approaching their entire career.
Hmm.
Think about the story you want to tell, not just to interviewers, but to yourself. What kind of professional legacy do you want to create?
That's a great question.
It's an exciting challenge and one that I hope this deep dive has given you the tools to tackle. Thanks for joining us.